Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, glad you're here. Yeah, if you've seen my videos before, my name is John, and I'm your friendly neighborhood fat man. Today we have a long video for you showing how to refurbish and customize an Ertl farm toy. I wanted to keep all the steps of the process together so that we can keep the content moving, hence the long video. So I really don't know what I'm doing, so bear along with me. Yeah, I've done this quite a few years, but there's always something that pops up that, whoa, I didn't know that. So enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. We're running. All right. Back off a little more here. Try that once. All right. Okay, we're back. We got a Ertl JD 7520. It's been rode hard and put away wet. Let's put it that way. This is pretty much the way I found it. Cab was gone, rear wheel's gone. All I've done to it is I bead blasted it so far. I got to take these front wheels off, and then I got to sand it and get it ready to customize. We're going to make it an open station tractor. Like I said, this originally come with a cab, and you can't get replacement cab. Well, I'll take that back. Somebody's 3D printing cabs, but yeah, they're plastic. Okay, yeah. Anyway, and you can't get the original cab unless you find a donor. And then they're just too expensive. Anyway, there goes the phone. There you are. Got to do the phone. Okay. So that's what we're doing. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to get ready and go to town on it. Okay. Get yourself a, I don't know how you guys do it. I do it this way. A pair of ice grips. Grab hold of that push nut. That ain't tight enough. Just crank it off. You can. It's kind of rusty. Hoping it's come off. Oh, it ain't gonna do much. Try this side. Wow, these are rusty. Yeah, okay. Got to do some other measures. Got to get nasty. Loud noises. Noisy. Oh, you son of a gun. It's moving. Slowly but surely it's coming off. Come on. Sure. happy it's on there. There she went. Woo. Hot too. Hell. Holy cow. There she went. There we go. Ah, yeah. Them rims are junk. Tires might be able to use it again on something that needed tires. Anyway, put them aside. Alright, we got that done. Now, the next thing we want to do, the cab is held on with a rivet. And that rivet's still in there. And I got to have that hole because that's where I plan on putting my side shields of my open station. So we got to get that out of there. So let me dig around and find me a punch. And I'll bring you back when I get that done. Okay? Okay. Alright. It's the rivet is sticking out a little bit on this end, so I'm going to try to grab a hold of that and see if I can't get it to move. And because I'm afraid that sucker is in there, and I'm hoping I can get it out. There may not be enough there. See if we can get it beat out. I don't know. Ooh, that sucky is in it. Alright. Nope. Okay, well, alright. No problem. I'll just make my own hole. Sometimes you got to do that. Alright, so let's get the L grinder out again. We got to level this out. No, sir. That son of a gun is in there. Alright. Okay. So much for that. Alright, well. Oh, I see. We've also got a rivet to take out here at the so I'll find a tool for that. Oh, here it is. Might be able to get rid of this, I don't know. Yep. Wow. This is gonna fight me today, huh? Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, now, first thing we got to do is get a piece of brass, and it goes from here, back, around, and it stops about right here, and it has a breakdown so I can get in and out. It's about this high. So I find me a piece of brass that and then I'll shape it around that. So that's what we're going to do. Bring you back when we get there. Okay, I got me a piece of brass here. And the brass has to come down here. It's got to come underneath here so I can use this area to tie it on. So what I got to do is I got to set this like this, figure out exactly where that's going to go, and then find the bottom of the platform. Bottom of the platform, okay. Then we take that in to probably there. You got the bottom of the platform, and then you got to cut this out here. See, that's got to go across that. Takes a little bit of finagling. And this is really boring, I understand that. But it's necessary, okay. So, once we got that, then we find out where we have that little nut. Then this comes, oh come on. This comes up here like this, and then like that. And then this was set about there, which is about right. But, you know, it'll set lower though, okay? You follow me? All we got to do is we got to cut this notch out first. That's the first thing we got to cut out. So, see if we can trim it out with this. If not, I can find a... I doubt it. No, it's not really a cutter. I got a set of cutters some frickin' where. Used to be my dad's. And they were probably his dad's. Hard to say. I've probably not been able to let you see what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm cutting out that corner. See how that fits? It's a lot nicer. Yep, see, and it covers that area that I'll be able to put a screw in there. What I got to do is put a hole in that, so. And then what I'll do is I'll drill a little hole here in there and put a small screw in that. That'll hold that in there. Then we got to do this. Then, where's my... Always lose stuff, I tell you. I lose so much stuff. Gotta find our first bend. Yeah. So we got that down, and we find our first bend. Oh, excuse me, about right there. Now, if you don't have a brake, a metal brake, which bends, you got to kind of improvise. And the way I do it, I find a couple pieces of flat, whatever, and put them in my vise and hope for the best. That's what we're going to do. So, I'll bring you back when I get set up to do that. You check by putting on here just a little off, not bad though. Now our next job is a little tougher. We've got to go in here, put this where we want it, like like that. And then we set this, and we got to do another bend. And that is right where we put this one, the edge of this one, at this corner. Yeah. I'll get it out sooner or later. So we want to make that as square as we can. Add a little square, it'd work better, but I don't have a square, so. We check it, make sure it's going to work. Looks pretty good. Oh, I tell you what, I just can't get off that phone. Good Lord. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, I got it nice and bent up. Looks like it might work. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Now, I got to drop this. Here, so what I got to do is I got to figure out where I want to cut this at. I'm going to cut it down in here somewhere. That's okay. So I gotta go over top the fuel tank. Here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this off here. And that's gonna be the end of, as far as it goes along the other side. So we'll cut this off. Okay, now then. Tried to use them, it didn't work. Okay, now then we got to, in the back of that, the back of this is got a curve to it. It's not straight. Got just a tad curve to it, so you got to kind of work around that too. So anyway, we got this set. We'll cut this up. And yeah. Yeah. I do a lot of thinking. And I don't talk to myself. And I got to do that. I got to learn to talk to myself. Anyway, let's get this cut up here. Like that. See what we got. I think that'll work. I think we can make that work. Like I said, we gotta trim this down and make it look a little nicer. Yeah, out of camera focus. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yep, looks like it'll work okay. What we do is we attach this side here. Well, first of all, we got to get down in here and put a couple drill holes here so that we can mount to that, and then we can do the rest of the... Also, what we have to do is, in order to use these areas here, we had to drop that. Well, the problem is that this hits, because the original cab only come down to here, and it had little tabs sitting down to attach it to the body. And yeah, I mean, I could have made little tabs, but I didn't. So it is what it is. Anyway, next thing we got to do is we got to put a hole in there. So I'm going to fight that, and I'll bring you back when I get a hole in it. So that's just nothing more than drawing a hole. Okay? Okay. Okay, I got a hole in it. Finally. Alright. Yeah, after breaking a drill bit off, that was fun. I drilled it out and broke the screw off. Because they're Chinesium junk. Ugh. Anyway, got me a hole in it so I can set this up here. And the hole goes right there. Alright, now. I'm going to put a, what's called it, temporary mount. And get me a screwdriver here. I may have the wrong size. I do. Bear with me. Actually, it doesn't have to be that. Okay. Need to make the hole bigger. Crap's sake. What have I got here? Alright. That's too big. Try this again. Oh my goodness. This little shit, I tell you. There it goes. What I'll do is when I'm ready to completely put it together, I'll put super glue on it. That way it'll hold it. Now, we'll go to the other side. We'll pop a hole through that. Try to figure out where that's going to go. Oh, mercy. Oh, I got to put another hole in it. Okay. Alright. Got to put a hole in the other side yet. Alright, getting ahead of myself. Good Lord. Okay. I got the holes drilled and I got it mounted. Yeah. Got to do a little filing yet here and there. Straighten these edges out so it'll paint nice. But it doesn't look too bad. It got on there pretty straight. And doesn't look too shabby. So, alright. That's that part. And evidently the ass end is... it's going to hit. So I'm going to have to... maybe not. Usually you got to trim that, but I think the rear end of this is got a little bit right there. It might hit. I don't know. Might take and grind some up and down. Anyway, that's where we're at. Before I go any farther, I'm gonna do a little sanding on this. I rough it up, or not rough it up, but when you bead blast stuff, just gotta take that off, smooth it up a little bit. That's all we do. So anyway, bring it back when we get that. Okay. I got that all set up. Now I'm ready to do a little sanding. Got me some 220 grit. Just gonna lightly go over the flat areas. Just take that. What am I trying to say here? Oxidation. Yeah, this stuff oxidizes. It really does. Take that off there. Becomes a lot smoother. Quite a bit of difference. Especially on the flat surfaces. Change it right up. Take that oxidation off. You also take the oxidation off with white vinegar. That works too. I get the worst of it off. Like I say, most of the flat spots, flat areas, that's what I cover. Let's face it. When you've got it out there, the big flat areas is what you see. When you're displaying it. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Take them for what they are. Anyway. You get the idea. Okay? All right. Next, I use 91% alcohol. I find that it works the best. I like to alcohol them down once I'm done with that. Just take some, put on a rag, paper cloth. Wipe it down. Now this is the first wipe of a few. Did? Yeah. Takes a lot of good garbage off of there. Oh, shit. guys don't do this, I don't know whether I think it's worth it. I mean, you know, myself, it tends to get any oily residue or whatever off of it. Anyway, there. Now, the next project on it, handrails. Now, if you look at a real 50-20 or 75-20, not 50-20, sorry, 70-20, they've got one that starts here and comes up and bows around. They're really interesting. So, anyway, you're going to want some brass. 16th is almost too small. And 8th is too big. Maybe 3/32 might work. Gotta find whether I got any. I may not have any. I'll find my supply here. There's a brass rod. That'll work. Alright. Darn nose wants to keep running. 'Tis the season. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Actually, it's 16th inch rod. Yeah. That's what I want, 16. I think I got some 32nd rod here. And it's too thin. That works good on 64 stuff, not 16. So, yeah, I'll get these figured out, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I got this on. Sorry I didn't show you that. Yeah, it's just a piece of 16th brass rod, and that's how they're shaped on the real tractor. They come up, bound around, follow the step down. That's it. All there is to it. Drill a couple holes. That's it. So, all right, we are. Oh, we're ready to go paint. Well. Yeah. I gotta do a little more prep, but basically that's how we take one of these and make it an open station tractor. Oh, that is so close. I'm gonna grind that down a little bit. Better. And you didn't see none of that, did you? Okay. Yeah, the bottom of this and the top of that, when the joints get loose on these, they go up. Well, it could have rubbed. This is pretty tight. This ain't bad. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to scratch the paint. And yeah, take a little bit of that corner yet off. Right there on that corner. Yep, that ain't gonna be no problem. Okay. We're in good shape. Shirt's all good and tight. Oh yeah, good and tight. Yep. Yep. That's good. I mean, yeah. Hey, it's 16th inch brass rod. It's gonna be flimsy. But it's not meant to support weight, for crying out loud. Okay. Yeah. I gotta take a file to this yet. Yep. File. I think the next thing to do is actually just get it ready to do paint. I don't know what else to do with it. Okay. That's where we're at. So I will do a little more prep on this, which is just a little bit around the nose here. Make sure it's ready to go, and I'll bring it back when we're ready to paint. Alright, we are back. I moved the camera. This is the next day, and we got quite a bit of snow outside this morning. Anyway, yeah, I reviewed the video of me doing all this, and I didn't like it, so I repositioned the camera. Hopefully this will be better. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I was wrong. I wasn't quite ready for paint. I want to add a chrome exhaust and a find them. Oh, they're around here somewhere. Okay, what'd I do with them? Oh crap! I know I got one somewhere. Anyway, an air cleaner. Okay. I always forget where I put. There it is. Anyway, a Turbo 2 air cleaner on it. Oh. See? And, oh yeah, I got Turbo 2 decal too. Yeah, let's just leave it in the package for now. There we go. Alright. Okay. Anyway, we got to drill them holes out. Because, now I got to take that out of the package anyhow to get the size. I think it's 1/4 inch. But this one here, yeah. We do steps. Because if you don't do steps on this, you can bust this out, or yeah, ask me how I know. Anyway, what we do is just step it up to that point there. I think it's, I forget what size it is. I think it's 5/16, I think. But we'll figure it out. Alright. It doesn't take much. Damn. we go. And this, I'm pretty sure, is going to be too big for this. Here. Yeah, it's 7/64. And, I don't know what size this is. Yeah, 7/64 is way too big for it. We gotta go smaller than that. Let's see, 7/64. $17.64. Shit, I don't know. That's a weird one. No. 17/64. 7/64 is a dinky. Alright. Anyway. Gotta find the right drill bit. .5/16. I think that's what we want. So as we end up on whatever it is, I think it's this one. And I'm running off the head, I know I am. Sorry. With this size bit, we end up still having to grind a little bit on it, which is fine. I want a tight fit. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Alright, now then. It just won't quite go. So what we got to do now is we take and grind it. Use Dremel. Alright, let's put this over here. Got me a Dremel with a stone bit on it. We'll see what we can do with it. Loud noises again. It's getting there, but it fills up the stone quick. I used to have a, what do I do? This might work. I don't know. The only thing is, I hate to take so much off of it too quick. This might prove to me too much. Now see, they got structure in here that prevents that from going down, so we end up having to cut this off. Anyway, grind that hole bigger. I used the stone's plugged up. This didn't, but it eats metal quick. So I just soon take my time. Anyhow, got that done. Now we got to do this one. Let's find, what's this one here? That's going to be pretty close. 15/64s. That's just under a 1/4 inch. Let's try that. I think that's a 1/4. And yeah, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll work. Well, that way now could be. Yeah, just don't quite go, so it must be 1/4 inch. Alright, just gotta hunt and peck. Oh, that's bigger than a 1/4 inch. What did I say that one was? Oh, that dang it. I don't know, that's 7/32. That ain't even a 1/4 inch. Good gravy. There's a 1/4. $15.64. That's what went in there. Okay. 1/4 inch. And I'll have to work on that a little bit too. Might be able to do it with a drill bit. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay, them are done. Now we're ready for paint. Yeah, it's ready for paint now. Oh, the hitch is a little bent. See if I can't straighten that up a little bit. That's better. At least it's flat anyway. Okay. Alrighty. We're ready for paint, so hopefully I can get you over to the paint booth. My painting area sucks, so bear with me. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you can see what's going on. See if I can. Make it just a little bit closer. Anyway. Okay, this is my spray booth. As you can tell, I spray all kinds of paint. That little bit of booth is. And I use just plain old John Deere paint. And I buy it at the farm store. So. And then what I use a board like this. got a nail up on it that once I paint the bottom of the tractor and get that all painted, everything that I can paint from underneath, then I place it on the board, and then it gives me a base to move so I can paint the top of it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. I use a vice grip onto the hitch, and away we go. So we're going to do the bottom first, and we'll go from there. Anything that's underneath that can be painted from the bottom, that's what you want to do. Nice coat of paint on it. Okay. That's in there. Just like that. Now we can paint the outside, or the top part of it anyway. Just a nice light coat first. Try to cover a lot of it as you can. The board needs to be cut off about 2 inches so it'll go around this thing. Okay, I'm having issues here now. Come on. Let's do it that way. Alright. There we go. And make sure you cover everything you see from this way. See, on the inside there. That kind of rough to get sometimes. There. Now we've got one good coat. Alright, now turn around, give it another shot. A little heavier this time. Probably got my head in the way, huh? No, maybe not. This way. Make sure we hit all the spots in the front. Now, one thing you do want to make sure you get on these. Now, I have to take a, what's it called? You got to make sure you get, I'm off camera here, down in there. So you make that as straight as possible, shoot that a little bit, and you're done. There. Now we can put it back on here. There we go. Station has gotten good. Under the dash. Looks pretty good. Well, looks pretty good. Near the ones over here, make sure I hadn't missed anything. Looks pretty good. Alright. There you go. Now we got it painted. Now all we got to do is let it sit and dry. And we'll be ready to put it together. Make it look like something. There you go. Paint it up. And now we just wait until it dries. And I'll bring you back when that happens. It'll be probably 2 days for that to dry. Because I don't have my oven anymore. And yeah. So it'll be a couple of days till I can get this done. Or make sure it's all dry. I'll check it tomorrow, but anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll bring you back when that's done, which will probably be just instant for you guys, but it'll be a couple days for me. So, thanks. See you later. Well, it's a couple of days later. Everything is good and dry. It's ready to be finished. So we'll get at that. It's been, like I said, 2 days, and it is -3 outside, so good thing we're inside today. Yeah. Alright, so we'll take this off our board, and we'll get rid of the board. And so the first thing we're going to do is get the decal and get it ready to put the decal on. Alright, 70-20 decal is pretty simple. I'm making this in the long stripe. Sorry I didn't tell you that. Anyway, it's just a sticker. I get them off of Midwest Decals. No affiliation or anything like that. But anyway, that's where they come from. And I like them. They're good. They look good. They're good quality. So the only thing is, some of them you got to take the scissors and cut them apart, and that's what I got to do with this. So I'll cut them apart and bring you back when I get them there. Okay, we got them cut. Now on the 70-20 long stripe, the number goes towards the nose. Number goes towards the nose. And, of course, when they don't have the long stripe, they just got the single little nose emblem. All it says is deer on it. And then the number is sometimes on the cab, or it doesn't have a number at all on it. Or the number is in that little piece. It depends on what the decaling was on it. Anyway, also on a 70-20, on all the 70-20s I've seen and pictured other than one, and I've seen a lot of pictures of them, is that the 70-20, the exhaust is behind the air filter on the hood. And the 75-20, they're reversed. The exhaust is in the front and the air filter is in the back. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what pictures I've seen and real tractors I've seen, that's the way they are. So that's the way I'm making it. Anyway, so we're going to get these decals on, and sometimes it helps to have a pair of tweezers. And I use a blunt nose kind, but you can use anything that works for you. And, I just put them on. That's all there is to it. They're pretty forgiving. If you really, really having a hard time, a guy can use a little water. Take a Q-tip and some distilled water and wipe where the decal goes, and then when you put that on, you can move the decal if you have to. And then take the dried Q-tip and roll it on the decal to suck up the rest of the moisture and to smooth it out. And it'll be just fine. It'll stick. It'll be stuck. But I don't use that. I generally don't have any trouble with them, so unless they're a big decal, and then I'll use water. But these little ones, no. So the stripe goes on the hood, number facing forward. Get it started here. I usually take and use my hands because that's the easiest way to do it. You just follow the contour of the hood, and there you are. Simple as that. Really not that hard. And I like to stay on one side. I like to go around the tractor. That way I don't get, maybe I don't get lost. I don't know. Now these usually go on the side of the cab, but we're going to put them on the side of the enclosure here. And they just go wherever you can stick them at. Okay, alright, now then. Yep, now we got a dash to put on. And of course we have to do a little chopping on it, because the steering wheel's right in the damn way. Yeah, okay. So let me do a little chopping on this. So we gotta go around that steering wheel. I mean, it would look better. Alright, let's see how that worked. Sometimes they're not made right to really work on a toy like it should. But we do our best with it. It didn't turn out too bad. See? Looks like a dash with a steering shaft sticking out of the speedometer, or the tachometer, I should say. Yep, finished with the rest of them. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get them to open up. And other times they just peel right off and easy to please. There we are. She's decaled. Wasn't much to it. Now, One side's fuel, the other side's hydraulics. And I take I got rubber that's like between 1/8 inch and 1/16 inch thick. Take a hole punch and I punch little circles out of it. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but teeny tiny circle. You can see that. I don't know if you can or not. See? Anyway, and then I put them where the filler caps would be. So, that's what we're going to do next. So, we'll take a little super glue and this side it's towards the front. Just a little bitty dribble there. Press that on there. I don't know how much of this you can see. My workshop's not conducive to tripods and stuff, so kind of messed up. And this one's back in this way somewhere. There. That's them. Now. Okay. Need a steering wheel. And I have got a steering wheel up here somewhere. Oh, there's something else we gotta have too. We gotta have a seat. Hang on, let me. Gotta find stuff, I tell you. Okay, I got me a steering wheel. I got a seat, and I got a rivet to put the seat on, but we're not going to rivet the seat on because I can't. I don't have the right tools, and I'll just show you how I do it. I just stick this seat in, it goes in here, it just sits in there. And then it has a rivet that goes in the back part of it. See, it's got, let me hang on to it here. It's got a slot right there, and the bottom of this has got a thing in it, sits in there like that, and then you can stick a rivet in there. So what we're going to do is I got a 1/4 inch rivet, which is a blind rivet, tube rivet that you use on these. And we'll see if we can't get that in there. Oh yeah. Now what I do is I leave that out just a tad bit. I grab the super glue. I squeeze some in from this way. And I put some in on the head and shove her home. Like that. And then I have a reactor stuff that sets that up right now. So that's all there is to it. Okay, now then, this steering wheel is about the same thing. Got the post sticking up. Now, sometimes it doesn't take much glue. Sometimes they just, you got to kind of put them on a little hard. So we'll see what this comes up with. There. Fit nice and tight. Sorry about that. Okay, we fit nice and tight. There we are. There's that much of it. It's taking shape. So, I guess now we put wheels and rims on it. I got rims. I'm putting slotted dish duals on it, along with the regular inner ones. It's going to be dualed. I just got to get them up and put together, and I'll bring it back when I get that done. Just wanted to mention that the last thing I do with these is put the muffler and the air cleaner on, because they're the more, how would I say, fragile. They stick up. They stick out, and I catch it on everything, and yeah. Because it's kind of easy to break them off. Anyhow, that's the last thing I do with it before I'm done. So, anyway, we'll get the wheels put together, and we'll continue on. Yeah. Alright, we're back. I forgot to turn the... Yeah, I thought it was recording and it wasn't. So, yeah, I've kind of progressed a little bit. What I done was I got 1/4-inch axles. That's what it come with. So I got me a piece of 1/4-inch rod at the hardware store and cut the length, and I made a tight fit on these outside duals so that it extends like an axle shaft, and I'll paint that black now. And so there, she's on rubber now. So good looking tractor. So anyhow, what we'll do now is, now it's all cosmetic stuff. So we'll paint these black, and make sure we don't get into the yellow. Put the chrome stack on. We have to cut that off and put the air cleaner on. So I get stuff around and I'll bring you back. Okay, we got a little bit of testers enamel here, and we'll paint them up. I know this is really fetching video, but you have to do it if you want something done. Riveting, isn't it? There's one. I'll get the front. Anyway, you get the idea here, what we're doing. What are you doing, goof? Oh, yeah. This is Goof. My black cat that I found. when I was out doing one of my railroad thingies. So, yeah, that's goofy. Alright, get up on the chair. There you go. Oh, dang it. Next thing's a muffler. Now we know it only comes down to here. So what we'll do is we'll figure out how far we want it to stick up. I'll stick up a little bit. Alright. So we'll find a place here and we will top it off. Alright. So we'll cut that off. Okay. Let that set and cool for a minute. Meantime, show you a little trick here. There are shrink tubes. I got one here for 1/4 inch. And I hope I can get it on here. This thing's plastic, so I don't know. We'll see. I just need a little short piece of it. Not very much at all. And what I'll do is I'll put that on there and let's try this. Aha! That works. Okay, now we just heat that up where it's nice and soft. And shove it in the hole. What that does, puts like a boot around it. Pretty cool. And see, once that cools, that retains the shape of the hood, and you can put a little drop of super glue on it, and it'll stay right there. Okay, do the same thing with this. Oh, gotta grind it. Oh, that's about right. Ain't it? Show is. Sure enough. Oh well. I have to go to a bigger one. Because it goes from 1/4 inch to 3/8 and nothing in between. Okay, we'll see how this works. Right up on that and shove that in. Right, like that. Now, once that cools, like I say, I'll put a drop of super glue on them and they'll stay, and then I'll show you another little trick I got. Okay. Alright, now that it's cooled off, what we'll do is we'll pull this up like that. Put just a little drop of super glue right there, and put it back in. Oops, come on. There we go. What are you doing, goof? Same way with this. And down she goes. Now, here's one other little tidbit I've got. This sits on the shelf down there, on this shelf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump a pile of glue down in there. I'm hoping to anyway. And then a little bit of this and dump down in there and dump on the top of that. This is accelerator for super glue. Sets it right up. That should be good and hard. That's pretty much that in a nutshell. That's our tractor. As you can see, turned out pretty nice. Turn that off. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So there we are. Customize a 7020. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe button and all that good stuff. And see you down the road.